Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Marshman and his friend Phoebe stopped outside the Ice Pyramid, and now they're going to go inside to explore it. They have to find the water crystal inside to unfreeze Aquaria. I see a cistern statue, but I can't reach it. Let's push it with something. So we have to select our sword, and then we use our sword. It makes sense. The sword can stab, where the axe slashes and hacks. And bombs ain't gonna reach the switch, so... Yep, when you have to push buttons, that's what your sword is used for, so... Finally got to use the sword as a tool, so... Now, we're gonna run into some battles here where you won't be able to see the enemies. That's because, remember what that one person in Aquaria said, that the one monster uses magic in this pyramid to make people invisible, and they're gonna need a magic mirror to, reveal the presence of all the monsters. So, the magic mirror, luckily, is near the entrance, so we won't have to go through most of the dungeon without seeing the enemies. So, you just head over to the right here. We head to this small little passageway, and there'll be 2 encounters here. And then that treasure chest over to the right, that's where we'll get the magic mirror, and from then on, all the monsters will be visible on the screen. So, quite a few new monsters in this area. These first few floors, though, we're going to pretty much have the same monsters that we were encountering in the battlefields. So, then when we start getting to the second floor, that's when more enemies start appearing. More different types of enemies start appearing. So, this is, I guess, the first, hard dungeon, I guess. There's a lot of branching passages. And then they have the gimmick of, the disappearing monsters if you don't get the magic mirror. So, it's still, not too bad. So there's a few puzzles, though, and it's a long dungeon, so this is actually going to take, more than, one episode to get through, even cutting out, all the battles, so... I'll still keep in, new enemy battles, and the first battle of each, sprite that we run into. So you run into these fish sprite on the outside. You run into these mermen. They can counter you. So bombs are going to be pretty useful in this area. Unfortunately, because bombs split damage, they usually won't be able to take out enemies by themselves. Unless they're by themselves, so... but you can always use Phoebe's magic, like a fire spell. A lot of enemies are weak against fire in here. And split that up with a bomb, and that should take out most of the enemies. So, we got these, the floating guys out here. Those are you run into a battle of mages, and they can also include a Lamia. Try to take care of the Lamias first because they can have that confusion spell on you. They can also put you to sleep. So... Now the mages, they're using that muffle spell, but Phoebe has that magic ring, and if you did all the battlefields up to this point, you would also have a magic ring equipped on Marshman, and that prevents the silence status, so that status effect there that they use isn't harmful at all. So there's a new enemy. Actually, we got 2. We got the Sphinx and we got the Fanquid over there. When you run into a squid type thing, we get a Fanquid monster. Sometimes they appear by themselves, sometimes they appear with Sphinxes. But good thing with the Fanquids is they're also weak against the fire, so we can just hit them with a fire spell. Phoebe and Marshman both have fire, but we're gonna try to avoid using fire. The only time I'm mainly going to use magic is if I run into a group of 3 Lamias. Then I'll use Phoebe's Thunder spell, because they're weak to thunder. And Lamias, like I said, are very annoying because they have all those charm spells. You notice too, Phoebe ran out of arrows, which is kind of intentional. I wanted to avoid some things because I'm going to show off what happens if you run out of arrows. I know I talked about what happens if, say, Tristan ran out of throwing stars, but the same thing that happens when Phoebe runs out of arrows. Basically what happens is she just attacks with her hands, her bare hands. Still does a decent amount of damage. So you saw the thunder being used against the Lamias. And now we can just like off-screen all these Lamia battles here. We do have 3 seeds. The seeds can be used to restore all of a character's magic points. So if you really want to rely on your magic, on Phoebe's magic, you could do that and then just use the seeds to... But I'm saving the seeds for endgame, because I'm not... If you were, you know, farming the seeds and kept going back to that one treasure chest and picking them up over and over again, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but I'm not doing that, so... I do want to worry about these Stony Roost enemies, though. They can counter you, and when they counter you with a stone spell, so they can turn you into stone. Luckily, they're weak to shoot element, so Phoebe can take care of them with one arrow. And Marshman, if he has the jumbo bombs equipped, he can finish them off with one bomb. So, but yeah, you don't want to attack them with just a regular attack. Like with Marshman with like a sword or an axe or something, because... So there you see Phoebe just attack with her bare hands. And we got this new enemy here, the Gatherer. They are weak to bombs. They usually appear in a group of 2, so that's nice. And we got these freezer crabs. And like the crab, the mini-boss in the last area, the Falls Basin, it is weak to axes. So just switch to your axe, and you can one-shot them with Marshman. And we can get a whole bunch of more arrows for Phoebe here. There's quite a few treasure chests with arrows, so you don't have to worry about her running out again. I could have picked them up earlier, but and some other chests with arrows in them, but I wanted to show off that her running out of projectiles. So we'll make our way back here, finish off all these enemies. A lot of backtracking in this ice temple here, this ice pyramid. There's another statue. You always see like the off-color statues. They're like a darker blue. You always want to hit them with your sword because they usually open up a doorway. Usually the doorway's near you, but later on in the dungeon, you'll have to like hit the statue and it'll open a doorway like on a different part of the map. So if you don't do it in a proper sequence, then you're gonna have to do some backtracking and run into some dead ends. So we have a big split. We have 3 ways to go. The way in the center is the way to continue on with the journey. But we're gonna head to the north and then the south part first, because then that way we can get the treasures. So another treasure there, some arrows. Get some good experience in here too. Marshman is caught up to Phoebe in levels and will actually overtake her in this dungeon. Almost went to the center there first, but that's the last place we're gonna go. Head back up this way. Back onto the 2nd floor, and it looks like it's a dead end, but this Lamia is guarding a secret passage. And you just walk right through underneath that the ceiling. Grab some more arrows. And then where we saw those like monsters, that's where this center passage is going to take us to. It's going to take us up to some stairways that take us to where all those monsters are. It's kind of a straight shot for the next few floors. Yeah, the first floor is just makes sense. It's the base of the pyramid, and that's going to be the biggest one. So most options. Another statue. Just poke it with your sword. Doesn't matter where. Grab some more arrows for Phoebe. And if you do decide to use Marshman's magic, like say you want to use the fire spell on some of these enemies, like the mages are weak to fire, the mermen are weak to fire, the squids are weak to fire, you want to equip the cat claw while doing that, because that gives +5 to Marshman's magic stat. So might just make a little bit of difference in terms of the damage done. So here we are. We have way to the left and a way to the right. You want to go to the left to advance, but it runs into a dead end. There's a hidden door, so we have to go to the right first to open up that passageway by stabbing one of those statues. Get Phoebe some more arrows too. A lot of the treasure chests here have arrows, so. But there's the door on the passageway over to the left. But the statue that opens it is in this passageway right here. So to avoid the backtracking, we just want to. And unfortunately, Marshman there got knocked out in battle. Luckily, the cure spell heals everybody up to full. So we open up that door. Now we gotta head to that passageway. Like I said, if you want to, you can use your magic, use those seeds. You should have 3 if you're not farming seeds. But I'm just gonna save. If you're not farming seeds, and you want to save magic. You want to save your fire spells for the boss. The boss is going to be weak against fire, so you want to save maybe about like 6 or so black magic spells for each of your characters. Wizard spells, not too worried about them because that's the lightning spell, and only Phoebe has it. So I used all them when fighting the Lamias. It's a totally different element, so don't worry about using bombs. There's going to be one place we're going to have to bomb to open a way forward, but right before we get to that area, they're going to have a treasure chest nearby that has bombs in them. So yeah, I'm mainly sticking with Marshman using bombs in this dungeon. Because, like I said, it deals good damage to large groups of enemies, and it, can deal with when a solo enemy can take them out. So there's a red treasure chest to the right there, but there's blocked by a door. To open that door, we're gonna have to fall into the center there, and hit the passageway. So we have to loop around and get that. But we definitely want to make sure that we get that treasure chest. I'll show you how in just a little bit here. We have a new enemy here, the Sphinx. We saw them before. They came with those fan quids, but now we actually see them. They're out of battle sprite. That when you talk with them, they will get in touch with them. They will spawn a battle. They can be really annoying because they have that confusion spell, the riddle spell. If you get knocked out, remember you can use the life spell to bring everyone back to full hit points. And the Sphinxes are done. Now we have this room here where we have the ledge on the side. If you fall down, that's going to take you into the center room. So we're going to fall down and get to where that chest was. But there's a whole bunch of enemies in here. What I'll do is I'll fight like one group of enemies and then finish them all off screen. So I finished that one off, grab these 2 treasure chests. This one. And we'll hit this statue because that opens the door to the right, so when we get that treasure chest we can get out of here. Eventually we're going to have to fall down through the center there. That's the main gimmick of this dungeon, falling through the center. But yeah. We'll do that in a little bit. Once again, I'm just gonna fight all the enemies off screen, that big battle, clear them all out, then grab the treasure chests. And the most important one is this special colored one because it has the noble armor, and this gives a protection from poison and from water. You see the little water drop there? That gives protection from water, which is good because a lot of the enemies in here, especially the boss, will have water-based attacks or ice-based attacks because, I mean, this is the Ice Temple. So that'll really help your defensive abilities and survivability against the boss of this area. So we're going to head back up to where we dropped down, and this time we're not going to drop down. We're going to clear out the rest of this floor. Unfortunately, you can't turn and jump because it's like Final Fantasy Legend 3, where if you press, you don't stand still and turn. Hitting the left key will make you jump. Will make you turn left and fall. So yeah, for the most part, you're gonna have to take the long way around through these passages. There's a few places though where we can jump. So we have that little suspicious crack in the wall, in the ice there. That's where we're gonna have to use our bomb, and that's gonna drop us into the center. And that's gonna take us to where we need to go deeper into the pyramid. But before we do that, we wanna clear out everything around here. Now we don't wanna jump there because that staircase is below us. So yeah, we'd fall back down to that center room where we've got the noble armor. Now there's some treasure chests there, but they're behind the door. Passageway, we're gonna have to get them much later when we hit that statue up there. We're gonna have to do some backtracking to pick up those chests. Not really anything good in those chests, it's just arrows, but like I said, we're gonna 100% the game. There ain't too much backtracking to grab those chests. So we're gonna place our bomb here, blow up, put that hole there, and this is where we're going to leave off. We're gonna heal ourselves up here, and then next episode we're gonna jump down that hole, and it's gonna take us to the base of the pyramid, and we're gonna have to work our way back up to the top. Take care, have a good one, see you in the next episode. Bye.